What is going on, guys? It is freaking gorgeous outside. We have no more rain and cold weather. Luckily, the summer is on its way and everything is getting a little nice. Today, what we're going to do is just kind of go over a few things with the Subaru, and I've got a little install for you here. Went out to my brother's. If you've watched any of my last videos, you know my brother works at an audio shop. I've been rolling around with the stock radio in this car since I bought it, and I'm about tired of it. I can't stand just listening to FM radio. I don't own CDs. I don't own a cassette tape, so I usually just use my phone, and I can't do that with this radio. So we're going to go ahead and switch it out. So I'm going to show you all how to pull the radio out of your, I think it's pretty well all the same for the 02 almost up to the 07. I mean, maybe a little different, but we're going to pull that out and get things going. Real quick though, I did want to hit something. With my videos, the quality might not be that great on these next few uploads, and I'm sorry about that. It's just my computer kind of took a dive on me. And so all my filming and all my editing is done right here on my iPhone. And so I'm having to just kind of deal with what I can with that until I can get my computer working again and start doing the editing there. But I'll do the best I can, and we'll just try and get them rolling out and get these things going. So let's check it out. Let's see what type of radio we got. So I went with the Pioneer Next. It's a really nice radio. It will set you back quite a bit. Luckily though, for me, with my brother working at an audio shop, obviously I get a little better deal. But I went with this radio for a couple things. One, it's got the 7-inch touchscreen monitor, which is nice. It looks really good inside the car. It'll do everything that I possibly need it to do and more. It has Apple Play, which allows me to connect my iPhone up to it. And I can run the navigation through there. I can run my iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, all kinds of things. And so it's definitely going to work for me for what I want it to do. And that's kind of why I went with this radio. And we'll kind of go over a few things. I've got the wiring harness. Luckily with this car, you're not going to need a dash kit. The stock radio is going to have mounting plates. Take it off your stock radio. They'll bolt right up to the radio, and I'll show you here in just a little bit. And I went ahead and prepped all the harness for it. I didn't want to film all that. It was just real tedious. Stripped it, got the butt connectors on there, ready to go. I've got some, I'll show you here. Goodness gracious. My brother hooked me up with a, most of the time, a lot of times, you can get away with using some electrical tape to make everything look nice and clean. But my brother's shop started using this new tape, and it's really nice. It kind of gives like a factory look to it once it's all done. Works really well. It's called Tessa tape. And I'll show you that here. This is Tessa tape. It's got like a kind of fabric type finish on it. Looks really clean once it's all taped up. I'll show you. I've done just a little bit of work so far, just a little on the wiring harness here. And you can see it's a lot cleaner than the black tape, electrical tape. And you can see I've already got all my butt connectors on there, got the wire stripped. This little guy here is going to become very, very handy when installing this radio. This right there is this. It's a TR1 trigger interface. Pretty much what it allows me to do. It allows me to kind of access all the features of this radio. But most importantly, this is the big thing for me, is with this type of radio, you have to connect it to your emergency brake in order for a lot of the features to work. And that kind of bypasses that. That allows me to run the radio completely without having to worry about running that ridiculous emergency brake cable. Yeah, probably not supposed to do that, but I mean, oh well. Kind of drives me crazy that you can't access some of the features without being in park And so we're going to bypass that with this little guy right here. Just a little extra that you can get for your harness. You just get it wired in. You've got your ground, which is the black. You've got the blue and white, which is your remote wire. And then this little green wire here is actually going to tie into the radio's shit, what am I trying to say here? This little green wire here ties into the parking brake wire that's on the radio's harness. And so that's going to bypass all that and allow us to hook it up without having to run all that stupid crap. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Alright, so I've got the camera situated in a way that I hope it's going to help with kind of just giving you a rundown. I've seen a couple of people, they unbolt or they unscrew this drink holder, and I think really we can get away with not having to do that. If you just open it up, it's all pressure clipped in, this plastic facing. So if you can just get your fingers down in there, you should be able to pop it off without having to actually remove that drink holder. And if I can, I'll just go ahead and remove it too. Well, shoot, yeah, I may have to wind up removing it after all. Tell you what, handy dandy screwdriver, and we might be able to get through that. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Yeah. So like I said, it's just all pressure clips in. I mean, don't be afraid to pop this stuff out. You can see these clips are what's holding everything in. So now that's out the way, go ahead and close that. And you've got 4 screws that are holding the radio itself in. So we're going to go ahead and pop those screws out. And voila, that guy just slides right out. Now you got your antenna wire. Just pull on that guy. It'll pop right out. That's your ground right here on the side of the radio. Looks like it's ground, maybe, I don't know. I'm not my brother. He knows a hell of a lot more about these installs than I do. I know enough to get me by. So let's go ahead and disconnect the harness. There's the stock harness there. And there we go. So now that guy's disconnected. I'm going to give my brother a call real quick just to verify that this is a ground. I'm pretty sure it is a ground. I could be completely wrong. So I'll get you an answer on that right now. Alright, so just got off the phone with my brother. Verified this is an extra ground, is what this wire is. But he had me plug in the adapter harness to the OEM harness of the car and follow the terminal to make sure that the ground on the adapter is tied into the ground that's in the car's harness, and it is. So we're not going to actually need this at all. We're just going to tape this up and do away with it, and just kind of go from there. So we're going to make this a lot simpler. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this again. We're going to go inside the house now, and what we're going to do is we're going to take the radio's harness and get it prepped up and tied into this so that it's literally just a plug and play after that point, okay? So let's head inside. So now that we're back inside here, I'm going to just kind of go over a few things with you. Go ahead and toss that in there. So this is what I was talking about. So since you see these 2 little screws there, you got it on each side. This is your mounting plate. This is what you're going to take off of your OEM radio to allow you to adapt it to the aftermarket radio. But let's go ahead and unbox the radio, take a look at it, get that wiring harness out for it, and start tying it into this adapter harness. Alright, so this guy here, this is for your USB. If any of you run USB songs into your radio, this allows you to do that. It's going to be on the back of the radio instead of on the front facing, so what you have to do is you have to find a spot to run this to allow you to plug your USB into there. So there's that. Here is the harness for the radio. This green wire here, this real long green wire, that is the parking brake wire, and that is what we've got the bypass for, so that we can cut this down and install that bypass and you don't have to run this to your parking brake. This is the speaker for the hands-free calling feature that the radio has. We'll go ahead and install that also. The screws for the mounting plate. Owner's manual, warranty information. There it is. Pretty nice. Like I said, I mean, this thing pretty well does everything that I need it to do. I am going to get a system for the car. I've got 2 tins I'm going to throw in it, but we got to build a box. So that'll definitely do it for sure. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and start getting this torn apart, get it connected to the adapter harness, so we can just go ahead and get it plugged in. Sorry, my freaking camera, I can't hardly see where the lens is, and so I keep looking at the phone and the camera and the phone and the camera and the phone, so I'm just gonna have to get used to it. So obviously, if you're not real too familiar with this, you can Google it. Pretty easy to do, honestly. Everything on this radio is labeled so that you can use it. Very simple. I mean, you've got your remote control for a system, you've got your reverse gear signal. You don't really need that because I don't have the reverse camera. I think that's what that's for. Like I said, I mean, I'm no expert. My brother does all this stuff. I don't. But I know enough to get me by. And it's color coordinated, and so therefore pretty simple. And I don't need it to be like super long, so I am going to cut these down to allow it to plug in there, and just going to go from there. These are my crimpers. They are cheapos. They freaking suck. My brother's got a really nice set, but he uses them every day at work all day long, so I couldn't snatch them from him. So we're going to try and make do with what I've got here. If these don't actually work, well, I'll probably just run up to my brother's work and do this there. So let's get started with it. These things really suck. I'm gonna go get my wire cutters. Got my snippers. Now let's give it a try. Oh yeah. Alright, so let's see here. Don't need to worry about the mute. Pretty sure I don't need to worry about this. Once again, I'll probably give my brother a call real quick to see if I need to worry about this wire here. Alright, so got everything connected. Before you tape all this up and make it look nice, I advise going out to the car, plugging it into your radio, and plugging this into your stock harness, and just making sure it turns on, everything works properly. Then you can start cleaning this up. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and get this cleaned up so it doesn't look like this. I did talk to my brother. I was correct. I don't need this mute button, this mute wire. I don't need the rear facing, this purple and white wire was for a backup camera. I don't have that, so I don't need that. But everything else is tied in good, and so I'm going to tape it up, make it look nice and clean, and then we're going to go ahead and install it in the car. Alright, so I've got the mounting plates screwed on to the new radio. Should work really well. And also, in all reality, since we're reusing this plate, I could probably tie that ground back in there and it really not hurt anything. So I'm probably going to do that just to make sure that ground's in there and working properly. So let's go throw it in the car. We're back in the car. Probably not going to run the mic just right now. Really don't have time to mess with that. When I do run it though, it's going to run nice and neat, tucked away underneath the dash, up the A-pillar here. It's going to go up the A-pillar, inside the headliner, and it's going to stick right here. They mount right there above the mirror. That's just for hands-free calling. I'm not going to mess with this right today. If you want a video of me installing that, just leave a comment below, let me know, and I will film that as well. So, but until then, let's go ahead and get this guy connected. We're just going to plug our harness in, like so. I'm going to grab that ground, your antenna wire, grab your radio, plug everything in, antenna, ground, and the wiring harness. And we're going to go ahead and tuck everything in there. Make sure we're not pinching any wires. There we go. There we go.
I wonder what went wrong today, eh? Why do I feel like I linger between the words to say, eh? To say the words to remember. Now we're here to take control over your body and over your soul. We're gonna take back everything and lose it all.
Alright, and now, probably a good time to wipe the facing down on my climate control, but for video's sake and time wise, I'm not going to do that right now. So let's just go ahead and get it plugged back in here. Okay, I should just be able to clip in. Voila! She's in there. Let's turn her on and go through the setup process. English. Oh, I'll take that. There we go. Speaker mode. And there it is. She's working. Alright guys, well that is it. If you want me to do a little more, just leave a comment below, let me know. I've still got that UPS wire, USB wire to run somewhere. I'm not really sure where I'm going to run that just yet. Along with the mic, I got to run it. Definitely need some speaker work. My speakers sound like crap. I can't film and play music at the same time because the Bluetooth is through my phone and I'm filming with my phone. So I do apologize for that. But as far as the radio goes, everything works perfect. It connects straight to my Bluetooth. Everything works great there, so it's really awesome. And like I said, I am going to run some subs. I've got 210s. I think they're Alpine something. I don't know. I got them from my brother. I'll film them when that time comes. We're going to build a custom box for the trunk. And I've got a couple other things planned for that trunk, for the trunk as well. I've got wheels and some coilovers that I'm going to be throwing on here pretty soon. I've already got them. They just need a little work. Again, that's all coming up videos. So just stay tuned, subscribe, tell your friends. I mean, like I said, I'm going to be doing all kinds of videos like this. I've got some shift bushings and a few other things that I've already got. I'm just waiting to install. I haven't done yet, and I'm going to film every step of the way. So most of all, guys, just make sure you subscribe for me, please. Like, comment, interact with me. I'll answer as many questions as possible. Give me some advice, whatever you'd like. But until then, guys, I just want to thank you for checking out this video. And most of all, stay motivated. Peace.